All right, so if you're a designer, let's be honest, AI can feel, well, a little threatening, right?
You know what? Let's just put the main takeaway right here on the table, right at the start. This single idea is pretty much the core of everything we're going to cover. See, AI isn't here to take your job. It's here to make your strategic thinking more valuable, more critical than ever before. So the real question is, how do we do that?
First things first, we've got to get a feel for this new reality we're all working in, because the whole vibe of designing with these tools is a world away from what we're used to.
And there's this brilliant term for it, vibe designing. I mean, that just captures it perfectly, doesn't it? Forget the old predictable world of Photoshop. This is so much more like training a brilliant but kind of chaotic apprentice. You're not giving these super exact commands, you're setting a direction. Well, a vibe.
And that right there brings us to the core challenge, and frankly, the opportunity of working with AI. You have to learn how to manage this incredibly powerful, but yeah, sometimes erratic, new assistant. So here's the fundamental mindset shift. We used to think more time equals a better result. Just grind it out, right? Well, with AI, you can just throw that idea out the window. In fact, just mindlessly putting in more hours can lead you down a crazy rabbit hole or even crash the system. The new equation is simple. A clearer strategy gets you a better result. Your focus has to totally shift from execution to guidance. Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If strategy is the new key, what does a good strategy even look like? How do you actually, effectively guide this new AI partner of yours?
Well, thankfully, there's a really practical three-step framework for this. And this is really the core of how you take back control of the process and get the results you're actually looking for.
All right, so here are the 3 steps, high level. First, you build the skeleton. Then, you add the muscles and the whole circulatory system. And finally, you polish it up and make sure it all actually works together. Let's break each one down. Okay, step 1 is all about structure. We're starting broad here. Forget colors, forget fonts for now. You're just feeding the AI the big pieces. What are the pages, the main functions, the navigation? It's basically like giving it a sitemap. And honestly, this is where AI just absolutely shines. It can generate that initial architecture in a fraction of the time.
Now, step 2. This is where your design brain becomes mission critical. This is usually the most intensive part because you're detailing all the user journeys. What happens after a user clicks this button? What's the state change that occurs? You're providing all that connective tissue that lets the AI generate a user experience that's actually consistent and logical.
And finally, we have step 3, polish. The AI has done a ton of the heavy lifting, and now your expertise is focused where it matters most. You are the quality control. You're hunting for any gaps in logic, you're refining those little details, and you're making sure the entire system feels cohesive and intuitive. Okay, so on top of that 3-step strategy, there are a couple of pro tips that really help lock in this whole new way of thinking. Let's take a quick look.
First off, you have to resist that urge to get lost in the weeds too early. Your job is strategy. As this tech gets better and better, automated design systems are going to handle more of that pixel-perfect stuff. And second, know when to switch tools. I mean, if you find yourself in this endless loop of just tweaking a prompt over and over, just stop. It's almost always faster to just mock it up in Figma and show the AI what you want.
So all of this new mindset, this strategy, it all culminates in a new role for the designer. You're no longer just a creator, executing a plan. You're now the orchestrator.
And just think about what an orchestrator really does. They don't play every single instrument, they conduct the entire symphony. Your new role is to set the priorities, to make those tough trade-offs, and to make sure every single design choice serves both the user and the business.
So the really big takeaway here is that your value is evolving. It's moving up the food chain, from the craft of execution to the art of strategy. The AI handles the how, which frees you up to focus on the much, much more important questions of what and why.